Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Danny's Detours, where we talk about anything and everything life related. Consciousness is our canvas. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and I'm out and about again on another fantastic walk with my two favourite compadres. It looks like someone's been having a bit of a fire down here, guys. Aye. Someone's been having a little bit of a mini bonfire. But yeah, welcome back to the channel. Like I always like to say, thank you so much for the love and support. And just look at that tree over there. That's I think someone was telling me the other day, that's I think it's some form of like a chestnut tree. Just look at the colours. And I was speaking to I was talking to Mrs. Detours before, because I'm out with her today, but she don't want to be on camera, which is, you know, it's understandable. But we was talking about all the plant life. Like if you look at all this here, you know, and there's even like areas where you can see where like the plant life has sort of like been fighting with each other. And when I say fighting with each other, fighting for sunlight, you know, like they'll be trying to pop through and up in little spaces and stuff, you know, just growing through like nettles and everything, just to, like the buttercups, like they're just trying to get through, they're just trying to fight for life, they're trying to fight for the sun, you know what I mean? Because when you think about it, guys, it's a bit like if you see like one really big strong tree out in the open, you know, and you look around and there's no other trees around it, because what you don't realise is it's war, guys. That tree has had to fight, it's had to, you know, it's had to literally, you know, fight its way to be that superior tree within that area. As is life, guys, you know, as is life. But yeah, we're just starting about again on the back fields, and I've got a bit of an announcement to make today. We've surpassed 100 subscribers, so whey, get in there. And I would just love to, you know, I'd just like to say, you know, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed, liked, commented. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, it's just the growth, slow and steady, guys, you know. And you know, in the near future, we'll be talking 150, 200, and then onwards and upwards, guys, you know what I mean? Because this is the way now. This is the way we go. We don't stop. We don't look back. We live in the present moment, and we can plan for the future, and we can look forward to the future. But the future's not always guaranteed. So it's like what all the Buddhist monks always say, guys. You know, you've got to live in the now. You've got to be the now. Like I always say, you know, if you want wealth, you have to be wealth now. You have to say, you've got to get up every day and know it in the back of your mind. In your heart and in your stomach and in your guts, knowing that what you already are, be that end product. Because if you become the end product, then you have to attract what you already are. It's just, you know, if you're an angry, nasty person, what are you going to attract? If you're greedy and all you ever think about is, you know, food, anything, you know, I'm just giving out some examples here, guys, but just look at this. Absolutely fantastic. It's a little bit overcast today, and it was a bit cold before, but now that sun's come out, it's nice and warm, you know. Just getting up every day and just showing that love, showing that gratitude, being that end product, knowing what we are and saying what you are. You know, you are Christ consciousness. Never forget that, guys. But yeah, we're starting about enjoying life, being in the present moment. You know, because everything in your life is for your life, you know. It always has been and it always will be. But yeah. It's absolutely insane though, just to think you can see all this, I think it's the horse, I can't remember the name of that stuff over there now. But I've actually been thinking about it, right? And I'm actually considering doing a lot of research into like foraging, you know, like looking for like medicinal things, or basically just edible foods, because I do know that you can eat a lot of natural, you know, plant life on our local parks or in nature. But it's just knowing and determining, you know, working out which is good and which isn't, because obviously there's stuff out there which is good for us, and there's stuff out there that obviously is poisonous and stuff like that. So we've always got to remain aware of these things. But it's something I've been looking into. But also as well, I successfully made some homemade sauerkraut the other day. I went to you know, B&M Bargains, and I got one of them big flanker jars, you know, with like the metal clasp on top, you know, so it can be closed properly. And I think it was only about like £3 for the jar or something like that. And then I went to Lidl. I got myself a cabbage, white cabbage, and literally all I did, guys, right, I chopped it up into like really fine, you know, thin strands. And then all you need to do basically is for every cabbage you get about 3 tablespoons of either sea salt, Himalayan salt, or you can use like Celtic salt or kosher salt, anything like that. I wouldn't recommend using table salt, by the way, guys, because I actually did some research into this, and believe it or not, table salt, it is only 1/3 salt, because they put 1/3, listen to this, this is how crazy this is, right? They put 1/3 of salt in, and the other third is sand, yeah? Listen to this. And the other third is glass. So hence why they do this, guys, is because when you eat this table salt, hence why, you know, people say like, oh, salt is bad for you. Proper organic salt, sea salt, kosher salt, Celtic salt's probably one of the best salts you can use. But the reason why people get, you know, they get health complications through having a lot of like table salt is because if you think about it with your arteries, when that glass and that sand is running through your arteries, what's it doing? It is cutting your arteries up, which is causing your arteries to internally bleed. And then you've got the sand, which is depositing through them as well. So yeah, but hence what the reason why they do this is because, one, it's not good for our health, you know, because the elites and the people at the top, they're not bothered about our health. All they're bothered about is making money, you know. And if anything, like, even if you look at big pharma or even doctors and everything of all the medical industry, everything is designed now to keep you unhealthy, because then you become a customer. And then when you are because if you think about it like this, guys, right, if no one got cancer in this world, and you can prevent cancer yourself naturally and medicinally if you know what you're doing, but and even if they release like these cures for cancer, which they do have these cures for cancer, because I do know in America per patient, I think it's about $300,000 they get for every person that undergoes chemotherapy. So it's not about helping people, because we already know that with COVID and the jabs, because how many people have dropped dead off these jabs, you know what I mean? It's absolutely horrific, you know, it's crimes against humanity when you think about it, guys. It's absolutely disgusting. So yeah, obviously I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent with this one, but I'm just trying to give you examples as to say, you know, everything that God put into this life is everything that we all already need. So like everything medicinally, like even ginger, garlic, everything that is grown organically and naturally that is come from earth, God has put here for a reason, for us to benefit and for us to flourish. Because, you know, nature is a healer, hence why we come out in nature every day. But you know, everything edible, you know, obviously even like psychedelics and stuff like that, believe it or not, you know, they're grown from the ground, or, you know, God put them on this life or on this earth for a reason, so we can enter different realities or different portals for whatever reasons that may be. Obviously I'm going off on a bit of a different one with that one, but I'm just trying to give you some good examples to say that, you know, everything that is man-made, or majority of things that are man-made, tend to be not very good for you, you know. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know a little thing about that with table salt. But anyway, going back to what I was saying with the sauerkraut, yeah, I made it, and basically all you do, you just chop the white cabbage up. You literally just chop it up, put it into like a plastic container dish. In fact, guys, I'm probably going to do a video on this just so I can show people like how it's done, the process and everything. And but You just literally chop it up, and then you get your salt, your 3 tablespoons of salt per cabbage, and 2 to 3. So depending on, you know, where I used about 2.5. So 2.5 tablespoons of salt. Massage it into the cabbage, and then you let it stand, yeah. And then what that does is it starts to cause a chemical reaction. Like, I can't remember the actual name for it now. Don't quote me on it, but it's like a acidosis, something along them lines anyway. But basically what it does, it creates a chemical reaction which enables the white cabbage to sweat, and then it starts to perspire brine, hence where you get your pickle taste from. But obviously it takes time. So what then you have to do, you chop your cabbage up, massage it, leave it, let it stand for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you go back to it again, you further massage it, and then you let it stand for another 10 minutes. And then what you will see then is you'll start to see brine perspire from the cabbage, because obviously the salt, it extracts all the moisture out of the cabbage and causes a chemical reaction at the same time. So yeah, and basically what you do then, you just place it into the flanker jar, and then you fist it down, you know. So then you obviously, because basically what, in order for this to work, you have to make sure that all of the cabbage and all the leaves are submerged under the brine. And then once they're submerged under the brine, that enables it to do the fermentation process. And then literally after you've done that and it's all submerged under the brine, when you've fisted it right down, compressed it, you can actually, if you want to as well, you can actually put weights on it if you want. But what I would recommend doing is saving some of the outer leaves on the cabbage, and then you put them on top of the shredded cabbage and the brine that you just obviously put into the jar. And then what will happen then is it'll just start to ferment over time. So all you literally do is just leave it either in the cupboard or on the side, but not in direct sunlight. And I left it says you can leave it for between 5 and 30 days. I left mine for about 5 days, and honestly guys, it come out and it was absolutely fantastic. Like, obviously I bought sauerkraut before. I bought it off Amazon, and basically it's quite expensive, but it's crazy to think that, like, I got a cabbage for like what, 59p from Lidl, and it's literally fed all my family, because obviously you use it as a side. Because what sauerkraut does is it acts as basically it like enhances and strengthens your lower stomach, you know, like your microbiome. So it's fantastic for your immune system. It's just basically, if you Google it and look into it, it's got so many benefits for it, and I would recommend people doing it. And obviously you can just have it as like a side dish, as a condiment with your tea. You could have it every night, every other night, and it'll just enables you to get better digestion, and it just keeps everything ticking over in your lower stomach, guys. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a video on it actually next time when I start to do because obviously I'm running out of my last lot that I'm doing. I'm probably going to be having some today actually for my dinner. But yeah, just I'll do a video on it, and just so I can show you guys. And you know, because if you actually look up on Amazon for unpasteurized, and when I say unpasteurized, if you are going to buy sauerkraut from like Amazon or places like that, make sure you get the unpasteurized. Because basically when anything's pasteurized, what they do, they place a load of chemicals in it, which enables it to preserve its shelf life. So yeah, it's just a couple of things for you to think about there, guys. Yeah, but I think we're going to leave it at that. I've gone on a little bit longer than what I normally do, but thank you so much for the love and support. 102 subscribers now, that is absolutely fantastic, and I couldn't have done that with each and every one of you. So if you have subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. But if you haven't, make sure you do go on and give me a subscribe, or even a like and a comment. You know, everything adds to the algorithm and enables my channel to grow. But for me, Danny D Tours, and my two favourite compadres, Paddy and Willow, love you loads, peace.